I would think another opportunity that's sort of presented itself lately is just all of the supply chain issues that we've been having.
Right.
And sort of the trend to bring everything back to the shores here in America to try and alleviate some of the problems shipping things internationally. Is that also something that a trend that you're looking at as people are navigating the supply chain issues now, and possibly that could be an opportunity for growth here?
Yeah, well, that's the word of advice, is to try to reshore your supply chain.
Right.
So if anything happens like this in the future, you're not scrambling like we saw a lot of companies doing during the pandemic.
Right.
They want to be better prepared. They want to be able to have, an American workforce that could produce the products that, we're using every day. And then we're seeing, that's being alleviated, some of supply chain issues also, because you're seeing a lot more traffic come in through the Cleveland port now than you used to in the past. You used to have a lot of companies around here. Most of their stuff that was coming from Europe was getting shipped into Baltimore, where it's sitting on the dock for 15 days before it gets moved. So although you're having a little bit longer of a drive over here on the boats, you're probably adding 1 or 2 days to the trip. You're having the items come off the dock a lot quicker. Easy drive down from here to Cleveland, or from Cleveland to down here, and that's helping alleviate some of the issues we're seeing in our particular area.
Sure.
And they're growing up there continually. They're making improvements to that port, so hopefully we see a lot more goods coming in through there and down to our area, because we like to see the region do well.
We talked a little bit about workforce development and making sure that we have the workers for these jobs. Another part of that, and it's logistics, is making sure that the workers can get to those jobs, because public transportation, we have some great organizations around here, but there are places where it's hard for people to get to their places of employment, or to get to amenities. So I guess, what are you guys looking at as far as that is concerned?
Yeah, so I mean, one of the things right now is, you have a kind of a booming workforce up in Lordstown that you need to get workers to. So, getting them there is the first step. So, just kind of working together with, our public transportation entities to get workers out there. Maybe you'll end up seeing some sort of hub up there where, workers get dropped off, they spread out to all the different locations out there. But yeah, I think that's coming down the line soon. You're going to see those kind of improvements. Getting people from the underserved communities, maybe more on the east side. You need to get those folks up to be able to work in Lordstown, if they're available for those jobs. So extending those public transportation opportunities as well is something that we'll need to see down the line.
Yeah, and I know the WRTA's got a Lordstown route out there that everyone lobbied for, and so that's taking place. So that's great. Are there any other, and I know it's still early, any other priorities that you see, or anything that you're kind of, this is where I would like to really take a good hard look to begin with?
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of other priorities, I know I already touched a few for the Logistics Council, but one of them is working closely with our educational institutions around here as well, because obviously that's the first place you go when you're looking for a workforce, and that's the first place you go when you need your workforce trained in a particular way. So kind of bridging that gap between the companies and the different educational organizations. We have a great workforce development department at the regional chamber. So bringing all that together and kind of meshing that with the Logistics Council as well is going to be huge moving forward, because workforce is number one at this moment, and that's what we hear from everyone: workforce. So getting them involved closely is going to be a big priority of the Logistics Council.
Now, is that going to be a matter of maybe more just getting the word out that these job opportunities are there so that young people are aware of them? Or is there a lot of kind of secondary education that goes on with some of these jobs, or are a lot of these jobs that you can get right out of high school?
So there are, there's both actually. So, working on the back end supply chain, working with ERP systems, stuff like that, you probably will need to get some sort of secondary education from that. So you'll need to, integrate those programs, find out exactly what the different companies around here need, talk to the different educational institutions, and figure out how they can develop a workforce that's trying to, they will be able to fit those, job requirements. And then on the other side of it, you do, like I said, need a lot of CDL drivers A lot of issue with that is, you can't drive out of state in a semi until you're 21. So
Okay.
you're getting that 18-year-olds that may want to go into that aren't able to get into it right away. We need to figure out a way to kind of bridge that gap, find opportunities for those folks that are 18 to 21, and then integrate them into these different kind of companies, and then they could head out on the road and make a great living.
Well, I guess, and just maybe just to wrap up, what do you see as the potential for all of this around here? What are some, if you were really just, man, if I'm being optimistic and I could just say like, oh, this would be the ideal situation, what do you see as the potential that we could do here with this logistics supply chain industry?
Yeah, I think we could keep building that area out in Lordstown. I mean, there's prime locations out there. There's a lot of room for growth, not just for new companies coming in, but for the companies that are already there, being able to expand. And we focus a lot on Lordstown, but there are prime areas all around Mahoning and Trumbull County that we could develop for this kind of stuff. And bringing these folks together. A lot of the time when it comes to road projects and stuff like that, you're just throwing a dart at the dartboard and you're saying, all right, let's do this road, let's do that road. But if you could get everyone together telling us exactly what they need done, then it makes it a lot easier for us to go get, federal, state dollars to make those projects come to fruition quicker.
717 Credit Union. Business services designed to meet your daily needs. Commercial loans, business deposits, merchant and payroll services. 717 Credit Union. It's knowing you were treated right every time.